It started with a post, just one of 50 Cent's classic social media jabs, but anyone who's followed his story knew right away it meant something bigger. The name Supreme alone is enough to stir up old emotions, but when 50 called out Jay Prince for associating with Supreme McGriff Jr., the internet lit up. This wasn't just a random comment. This was personal. This was deep. And most importantly, this was war. For anyone who doesn't know, Kenneth Supreme McGriff isn't just a name from the streets. He's a central figure in one of hip-hop's most dangerous real-life rivalries. Supreme was a well-known drug kingpin from Queens, with strong influence and a reputation that struck fear in the industry. Back in the early 2000s, Supreme and his connections were believed to have played a major role in the multiple attempts on 50 Cent's life, including the infamous 9-shot incident that nearly ended everything. While some details remain in the shadows, 50's always pointed the finger at Supreme's camp for trying to silence him permanently. That's why this latest situation cuts so deep. Jay Prince, the legendary figure behind Rap-A-Lot Records and a powerful voice in the Southern rap game, has always been known as someone who moves carefully and commands respect. His name holds weight, and his influence stretches far beyond music. So when pictures surfaced of Jay Prince spending time with Supreme McGriff Jr., the son of the man 50 Cent believes tried to kill him, the move didn't go unnoticed. 50 Cent wasted no time making his feelings public. He jumped on Instagram, threw some cold words toward Jay Prince, and made it clear he saw the move as a betrayal. "This what we doing now? You hanging with son of the man who tried to line me up? Bet," he posted. Short, sharp, and filled with that old-school Queens energy that fans know all too well. And just like that, the tension was back in full swing. What made the situation even messier was that Supreme McGriff Jr. has recently been trying to step into the public eye. He's been giving interviews, hinting at telling his side of the story, and painting his father in a more sympathetic light. He claims he's not involved in street business, that he's focused on legacy, peace, and telling the real story. But for 50 Cent, the damage is already done. It doesn't matter what Jr. says. His last name carries history, and that history almost cost 50 his life. From 50's point of view, aligning with McGriff Jr. is no different than siding with an enemy. And when that alignment comes from someone as respected as Jay Prince, it hits harder. It's not about clout. It's about principles, loyalty, street codes, all the unwritten rules that 50 Cent lives by. This isn't the first time Jay Prince and 50 Cent have been on opposite sides. There's been tension before, mostly quiet, sometimes loud. But this time, it's different. The lines are clearer, the stakes are higher, and the disrespect feels heavier. What really got people talking was how quickly 50 Cent turned the narrative into something bigger. He started sharing throwback stories, reminding the world of how dangerous things were in the early 2000s. He reposted old news clippings, music videos, and interviews that hinted at the beef between him and Supreme. He reminded everyone that the beef wasn't just lyrical, it was physical, life-threatening, and real. And now, years later, to see people cozying up to the son of a man he believes tried to have him killed, that's not just disrespect, that's war. Fans began choosing sides. Some said 50 was being too emotional, that McGriff Jr. should be allowed to make his own path without paying for his father's sins. Others sided with 50, arguing that street politics don't work like that. You don't get to shake hands with the ops and think there won't be consequences. One fan wrote online, "Jay Prince hasn't said much directly in response, but he doesn't need to. His silence speaks volumes. He's a calculated figure. He doesn't post wild rants or hop in comments. When he moves with purpose." And some believe his connection to McGriff Jr. is about more than friendship. It could be business, it could be a message, or it could be a way of shifting power in a space that 50 Cent has dominated for years. This situation also reveals a deeper truth about the current state of hip-hop. The lines between street life and the industry are still blurred. Old beefs never die, they just evolve. And names like Supreme, Jay Prince, and 50 Cent still carry enough weight to shake the whole culture when they collide. For 50, this isn't just about music or money. It's about survival. He's built his brand on overcoming enemies, on rising after every hit, and on staying 10 steps ahead. He's not going to let anyone rewrite history. He's not going to let anyone cozy up to the people he believes put a target on his back. And now the world is watching. What will McGriff Jr. say next? Will Jay Prince respond publicly? Will this blow up into something bigger? Or will it remain a Cold War, with subtle jabs and silent moves behind the scenes? One thing's for sure, 50 Cent isn't backing down. He's never been the type to stay quiet when he feels crossed. And with his platform, his reach, and his legendary ability to control the narrative, this story isn't going away anytime soon. It's more than just a post. It's more than just a beef. It's about legacy, loyalty, and the deep scars that never fully heal. And once those old wounds are reopened, there's no telling what happens next. This is hip-hop. This is personal. And this is far from over.